Yeah. Look, we've been building for 8 months, I guess. We started very small, 0 people, 0 funds, really. We've grown to a team of 30, I think 10 full-time in the game studio, and then a big support team for crypto, for marketing, for management, for all the other stuff. The next 3 months for us, so in case anyone doesn't know, we're building a fight game, typical esports level, mainstream AAA quality fight game, heavily inspired by Street Fighter and other greats. We're also doing an IDO in April. We're doing our first big NFT drop. We'll start hyping that in the next few weeks. That's a 10K PFP drop, but each of the 10K PFP, just like the other guys in here, has huge game utility. It impacts the earning capabilities of the players, that impacts other things as well. So it'll be really cool to get into that. And we're in this phase now where we've been bringing on incredible people into our team, which also we can't announce yet. We'll be announcing that with a bit of PR magic and the stage that it deserves, I guess. We have one of the I guess greatest game creators in the world, who's joined our team to advise us. So very cool announcement coming soon. And he's bringing a lot of his OG devs along for the ride. It's going to be a really wonderful journey.
Can we mention who that is?
No, I'm not allowed to mention who it is yet, because we don't want to. We're happy to let people know that there's something of this magnitude, but we've got so much marketing that we're aligning with that announcement to really make a splash. And it's one of those things that if you don't let a mega fight out of the bag before you're ready to promote it. So no. Anyone from this sort of inner circle wants to DM me, we can have a chat. No. Very soon.
That's awesome, man. Well, I mean, can you tell me about the seed investors? Because I think that's quite interesting. Usually, seed investors might be from, VCs in the crypto industry or influencers in the crypto industry, but I think you've done it a bit differently, which creates kind of like a safety net in some regard. The individuals that you pulled on, or the companies, or that you've put on, are very relatable to the brand that you're creating.
So I come from a combat sports background. I was running MMA events across Australia for 12 years and building the federation, and just deeply involved with the fight world, I guess. It's where 90%, 95% of my network are. It's where 90% of my friends are. Like, that's just my world. So from day one, I wanted to bring them into supporting our project, help onboard that sort of world into crypto as well. It's a very, very large world. Fight fans, martial artists, fighters. It's a huge and massive global interconnected network. So it's really powerful. So the first thing I did was run around to those guys and be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. We're going to make a fight game. There's obviously a lot of crossover between fighting and fight games. Our game's to honor the legends of fighting, real life and fantasy. So come and join us. This is going to be a wicked ride. And everyone just aped in. I set a $2,000 limit on any of these sort of combat sports KOLs, coaches, fighters, presidents of different global federations and national federations, just anyone, of significance, importance, or friend. And I think I gathered 130 odd of those guys at 2K max as our seed round. So people that mostly don't even have a crypto wallet, right? Like, these guys are, they're not here to grab it and dump. They're here for the long run. They're here to throw their support behind the business. And they're part of the family. So it's really unusual, definitely unusual. I probably, had I had my time again, for anyone listening, I would have done that, but I would have made sure there was room for some tier 1 BCs in the seed round. Those guys like to be there. And by the time I spoke to any of them, seed round was 3 months long gone. We were way past that point. We'd already built out, our team was big, and we were where we were. So we learned some things along the way. always save space for some tier one VCs if you're starting up a crypto business. Because getting them on has been a pain. It's like they're always like, "There's no room. What are you doing? Can you start again?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not starting again to protect these guys." So yeah, interesting lessons, but. Oh, look, it's really cool for us. It means, everyone looks at the tokenomics and so your seed round's going to dump as soon as you invest them. And I'm like, yeah, no, they're not. They don't know how. So it's all good. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Like, I mean, I think there's pros and cons, definitely, like you mentioned. Leaving some space might be good because I suppose there's a lot of quality between tier one investors that VCs that have those connections. But at the same time, I love that you're building up from the ground. And you're going. I feel like the foundation's quite strong because of it. So yeah, I mean, can you just explain or maybe talk about the video that I've just pinned at the top? So early access testing, and if there's a way for people to come on board and have a go and have a play and provide feedback.
Sure. So we stealth dropped a set of NFTs called the Bloody Faces. Technically, it's a mint pass. So once you grab one, you'll be able to go into our clubhouse and swap it whenever you want for the proper ETH NFT.
Yeah.
Just to avoid any gas wars and make it comfortable, So we release it on Polygon, swap it for an ETH one whenever you want. But essentially, these Bloody Faces, they give you access to our test build, which we've already had up for a few weeks now. Every week or two, the team will update it with a new build. So new animations, tweaks here and there. Every now and then you'll get another fighter pop in there because we've made one and ready to put it in. And as we flesh it out and build it and the art tweaks and changes, our community will be right there with us. So that's pretty special, I guess, because that's sort of a new thing. Like most games have never been done that way. It's very rare. Opening up the gates to development to your core community, I think, is going to be a lot more common in the future. Illuvium, it's a proud point of theirs, how open they are and how sharing they are with their development. And I've seen it in other spaces. I've even seen it outside of crypto now. But so our test build's there. Our community can jump in, play each other, give feedback, play me, challenge me to a fight, challenge the team. Like, get involved. If someone challenges me to a fight and they want to fight me for an NFT, I will fight them for one of their NFTs. Like, I love this kind of stuff. So get into it. But we're hoping to develop a pretty big core community of people that were there and watched this baby grow from day one, essentially, from day one for them. Like anyone looking at this game will be like, oh yeah, I can see that's day one. Yeah, there's months of research and development and tweaking to get to this point. But it's as early as you'll get to play a game, especially a fight game of this quality. Like, these animations are made by the lead animator from Tekken 5, right? So when you're playing our test build, you've got this guy who is renowned at what he does, and you're playing his work. And the art is the same. And the guidance from the people, we're not going to announce it, same. So it's really, really, really special. But those Bloody Faces also get you access, obviously, to their clubhouse. It's it's an inner circle and it's an exclusive group. It's a secret society in our game lore. They've got presence in our game and our lore. And they've got a 3D clubhouse that will be in and online. So if you hold a Bloody Faces NFT, you've got this 3D experience that has a black market for exclusive NFTs. It has an arcade room for cool little arcade games that we'll do just as a community. It's got an actual stage, like one of our stages, so you can fight in one of them, only if you're a Bloody Faces holder, or if we do, an open invitational for people to come and compete in the Bloody Faces hideout. We're not sure yet, but it's really badass. So, and the Bloody Faces get you whitelist for our drops. Not every drop one for one, because theoretically there could be 3,333 Bloody Faces, and if we do several 10K drops as the game community grows and requires more trainers or whatever, we don't want them taking a third of that every time, right? So it will be like maybe raffled off allocation of whitelist. It'll always be perks. The point is that the Bloody Faces are the inner circle, highly valued. Get one of them, you've got perks in our universe to a pretty extreme degree.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. That's really in depth. Very excited to see what's coming. Been watching. It's pinned. So every announcement pops up on my channel. So Love everything that's what's happening, and I love the team behind Fight Legends as well and Fightcoin. So keep it up, keep it up.
Thank you.
Excited. But yeah, I mean, look now to the exciting topic. 5 years down the track, okay, let's just stick to 5 years. Will we be? Will we all be here? I know that a lot of us have full-time jobs in the world. We also have families, but will we be here in 5 years' time? And not only us, where will the industry go in the next 5 years? Will it become as big as we think it will be? As Cointelegraph has mentioned, as Sony has mentioned, will the metaverse, blockchain, uh, play to earn gaming, NFTs, will it continue to rise as a very exciting utility for all major traditional brands? And will it be adopted by the world? Guys, feel free to unmute yourself and just let me know what you think. I know Anton has some ideas to that as well, and Will has as well. But what do you guys think? What do you think will happen in the next 5 years?
Well, I'm really excited about what Will was saying because, you know, racing for pink slips is something that I see, like not just, you know, the mechanics like Axie Infinity and those sorts of games where you can earn money, but, you know, the big bucks aren't necessarily there, you know, like it's a real grind. But I also see ways for people to kind of level up their income and make big income by, you know, gambling NFTs against each other and all that sort of stuff. I think there's, you know, that's a real opening to me. I just discovered in this call.
100%. Will, what do you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, look, in terms of, I think all of these projects are going to be here. We're all going to slay this. I know we're going to, 5 years' time, we'll be the biggest fight game on the planet. Crypto, non-crypto, whatever, it doesn't matter. I think in 5 years' time, the other fight games will have NFTs, but we'll be light years ahead and innovating in ways they haven't seen. So that's going to be great. But look, in 5 years' time, minimum 10x the size of this industry, the size of adoption, all that minimum. We're approaching that point of past like 13.5% market saturation kind of thing, where things ramp up very quickly and move to 50 at light speed. So I think we're heading into that. That's across crypto across the board. NFTs even smaller, but moving much faster. So many more multiples. I think beyond 5 years, 5 to 10 years, and beyond 10 years, definitely, people won't be talking about NFTs. Like it's you don't talk about the general public doesn't talk about specific technology in their computer or in the games they're using so much, right? Like I think adoption will be so wide. People will talk about what they're using it for. It will just be a given, right? Like it'll just be part of the technology, and whatever advances upon NFTs will be exactly the same. People will talk about, oh, I bought this, I'm doing this. They don't say I bought this NFT thing. NFT won't be used to sell any of the products that are attached to NFTs in our future. They'll just be selling products. NFT will be the standard. So I think that's the trajectory we're on. We're just very early.
I love it. I love it. What do you reckon, Meta?
Oh, I mean, yeah, just like right now, I mean, just think about how tedious and like long the process is of just even learning how to buy an NFT right now. You know, in the next 5 years, there's going to be a lot of easy onboarding that will be done. So, you know, it's just going to be a much easier experience for new people to get, you know, interested into NFTs. And basically, it's inevitable, in my opinion, because you're giving consumers the option to have more rights with the property that they own. And I think everyone's just going to gravitate towards that no matter what. But there's like maybe some unforeseen consequences in the future that we might not understand. You know, just even for games like old school RuneScape and stuff like that, countries like Venezuela play that a lot and, you know, sell gold in it. And that will pay better than most jobs, like even doctors in that country. So we're looking at the potential of, you know, maybe destabilizing some less set up countries' economies. and giving them like better opportunities to work. But who knows what that could, impact their lives and their government.
That's a really good perspective.
I mean,
That's a really good.
I that's why gaming is, we're all up here for gaming, and I think that's why we all gravitated towards that. Outside of just a love for the actual activity, it makes the most sense for adoption. And I mean, as I think it was Mech was saying earlier, like just being able to tokenize these assets and actually have them. And even Dan, you've talked about this before when you were a gamer, it just makes sense. And that's what the gaming population wants. There just is that barrier to entry to crypto, but as Kiefer was just saying, very soon it will be much more, it will be easy to get in. Basically, it will be much more simplified. And I mean, gaming, play to earn right now, a lot of people from developed countries don't understand this because they don't live off of what other people have to live off of. They don't know what it's like living on, $1 a day or less, which I don't either. I'm not saying I do, but there is a reason that it already is so big, and it's because these games are already providing so many people the opportunity to make more money than they can in these traditional jobs in their country. And I mean, so playing this game now becomes having more food for your family, having clothes for them, all making these ends meet. So I just completely agree with everything Kiefer said.
In total, 100 million people own crypto, and there's 3.1 billion gamers on the planet, right? So like those numbers, we only represent the tiniest fraction of the population that is about to use this technology. And the 3 billion gamers are growing rapidly. That number's going up and up and up and up, which is insane. And then as the world moves towards more automation and AI, and more jobs are replaced, people are going to seek to earn from playing and from engaging, from being present in a digital sphere more and more as time passes. That's kind of unavoidable, I think. So imagine what that does to our currently very small community building the tech of that world. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, like our kids' could be going to get a job in a bar in the metaverse serving digital drinks to digital customers. Like that is a very foreseeable future. So the stuff that gets kind of bolted on around the games is also a way for earning. Like working to earn inside a play to earn environment is something I can see potentially happening as well.
Definitely. I think human presence in the digital world will be rewarded, I think, by resources somehow. And probably verified by an NFT to make sure you're not AI.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I actually wish Dylan Didney was here. I think he might be sleeping. It was a bad time frame. I did have to call him and he didn't answer. So, but he's basically all over that kind of ownership of the NFTs and the in-game assets as well. So hang on, let me just pin up NFT 3. I think that is a quite an interesting concept. So yeah, let me know. Let me know if any of you want an introduction into NFT 3 as well, because I think it could be a great utility for what we're building. But yeah, Tanner, I know you unmuted and then you muted again.
Yeah, I could go on this topic for a long time. I'm pretty much in agreement with everything what everybody said. To touch on a few key points, though. Yeah, I agree 100% that the NFTs will not be talked about in the future. They'll just be the standard of use, and not just in gaming. I think gaming will pave the way for the mass adoption of NFT as a technology that becomes common in life, and then it'll translate into other business entities. I mean, I know insurance companies are already using NFTs. They're doing distributed ledgers and things like that. So, but gaming will pave that way. But I think the big thing, and one of the reasons I'm so excited just for the people that I'm talking to on this call and hearing in the projects and stuff like that is gaming adoption of the blockchain game is going to be the thing that mainstreams crypto for everybody. Gaming players coming into the P2E world will be they're playing their game and they're learning crypto through the gameplay, and then that's going to normalize everything, and pretty soon that's what's going to bring the mainstream adoption. The problem that we have currently, why there has been, I mean, we are accelerating the adoption curve, but it's also been slow of gamers adopting, is because current crypto games suck. They can barely be constituted as games. And everybody on here what I love is they're building a game that people would play even if there was no PDE. And that's what's going to sponsor that mass adoption of gamers coming over. Hey, these games are actually fun to play, and I can earn money, and I own my character, and all of that's gonna really make things amazing. And that's where I see the future. But in the next 5 years, if we can get that in alignment, with a few, not just us, but say 10% of the market, the gaming market, building games, builds quality games like that. When the true AAA studios like Ubisoft, Microsoft, Blizzard, all these different companies, EA and everything else finally do step into the space, they're not going to come in with their own games immediately. They're going to come in and acquire and or partner with the established games in the place. And it's going to make massive opportunity for all of us to really take our games to the next level should we want to bring in, a AAA partner that has mass adoption already and can bring 20 million players kind of thing.
100%. I just dropped something that I saw previously regarding Ubisoft, and that will be happening. I mean, they've announced it officially. So
yeah, I mean, Ubisoft was top of mind because that's where our lead game designer came from.
Amazing.
But yeah, that was. But I do think, regardless of him, that's the next wave. And those companies, they're watching, they're dipping their toes in, but when they come in, they're going to bring players, and all of us who are positioned right with the right kind of games already that model some of what's been done in the regular gaming world, we're all going to be poised for greatness. And everybody who's playing those games and have those NFTs, whether you've got Meta Guardians, Altered Life, Fight Legend or whatever, those, especially if you're in the Genesis collections of those NFTs, you guys are going to be reaping the rewards as kind of like the founders of the entire, game universe that you live in.
That's a very exciting idea. That's a very exciting idea, and I think I agree with it, what everyone said, and I think we've got a very bright and exciting future ahead of us, especially as we continue and we struggle and we have those 5-hour sleeps every night. But what we're building is great, and it's passion based as well, and we're all in it together. So I just wanted to close off on that. It's been an hour now, but really exciting topics shared. Love hearing from the founders of all projects about what's happening in the future, and really excited to work together over the next 5 years to support each other and to see what we end up delivering as well. So big love and big shout outs to everyone that came and spoke today. Thanks guys.
Thank you so much for having us, man. It was really cool. It was great to hear from everyone as well. I'm definitely going to be chatting more to everyone.
Absolutely. Had a great time here with everybody.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Thanks so much.
All the projects are amazing. I love all of them.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
That's all right. See you guys. Talk soon.
Later.
Bye.
See you.